Now let's look at what aspects of the syllabus is referenced by the question. Now, every question that they give you links to some point of the syllabus. So for this question, which is using source A and your own knowledge, and usually that's how they'll start. It's like using this source and your own knowledge, which is just your reminder that you're using your content, but also the source, and you're using them together to help each other. Outline the flaws of the Weimar Constitution. So that specifically comes from this question, which is the collapse of the Weimar Republic, which is quite commonly assessed. Now, some things you want to do when you're just like looking at the source and you're thinking, what am I going to write about? Think about what syllabus point it's referencing. Think about how you can relate the question to the prescribed source, and then think about, okay, if I know this about the source and I know this from about the syllabus, where can I make the connections? And is it affirming it, or is it challenging it? Is it showing the true picture and all of the parts of the syllabus that we've learned, or all of the features, or is it only showing just one? And from that, you can build out a lot of the values and limitations. So this is the source for this one. I wanted to put it in because in this source, and we're going to go through some of the common values and limitations of each, but automatically, no matter how perfect this source is, and realistically there's never going to be no like super perfect source, because in history there's always going to be different levels of reliability and perspective. So it's important to remember, even if you find a source that is super valuable and it has all these strengths, there has to be at least one thing wrong with it. There always has to be at least one thing wrong with it, because in history, and when you think about historians, there's no like perfect exact truth. And the whole point of history is that, do we ever really know? You can get really close to the truth, but will we ever have the full truth? You don't know. So what's really important with this source, and why I want to put it in, is that it's an extract. And an extract, every single time you can use this analysis, and that's why I want to show you guys this, but an extract is consistently limited by its nature, just by being an extract, because it's incomplete. It doesn't matter how sophisticated, how many people have reviewed it in an academic like landscape, and how many times it's been peer reviewed. Doesn't matter if it's a primary source, whatever it is, if it's an extract, naturally it's cut off and you're not getting the full picture of the entire point of the author. So this might say, this paragraph might be on flaws, but who's saying that the next one isn't on the strengths of the Weimar? But then this paragraph is only focusing on the flaws. So you're kind of limited in that sense, and you don't really get the whole picture. And this isn't enough to tell you about the Weimar Constitution as a whole and getting like the full picture, which is what historians are always working towards. So I think that's just an example, but anytime you get an extract, and you need to write about a limitation, the fact that it's an extract is always going to be a limitation.